No.
If anybody's sitting watching this thinking, well, that's all right, Clement's got himself out of jail there. Well, he hasn't, because it was another terrible performance, which, okay, improved a little bit after half-time, but they were 1-0 down. They were actually bumping into each other. Like, it was so disorganised and chaotic during that first half. There was a lack of discipline about their performance. There was a lack of energy. There was a lack of hunger, a lack of desire, a lack of a plan. Rangers are just wobbling about here from one calamity to the next. This has solved nothing. And do you know all it's done? It means that Clement has to face Celtic at Hampden in December. And that will probably be the game that finishes.
Yeah, I should qualify by saying it was, in terms of Clement, what had to be done. Because if that result had gone wrong today on Philip Clement,
so he's got to stay.
I can imagine we'd be in a very different conversation, right, as we speak.
Although I'm not sure about that one either, Swami, because as much as I say that, I've said previously, who's going to sack him? Who's going to make the decision?
Yeah.
So
I agree with you.
So Rangers will just bumble along and they'll stumble through the next bad performance or dodgy result, and it could come this midweek.
Yeah. One of the first comments we've had, Ross Mann watching live on Facebook, he says, paping over the cracks, I'd still give him his P45. And this one that's come in on Facebook as well, Mark Bell. The 15th of December with the Rangers manager's last game after Celtic embarrassing them. So are we basically saying that regardless of winning today, he's really just delaying the inevitable? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
And by the way, see, when you're getting into a situation and when you look at the decisions that are being made and the substitutions that are being made and the chaotic sort of nature of it all, takes off his captain. He's 1-1 against Motherwell in a semi-final of a National Cup competition at Hampden, and he takes off his captain.
We were saying in Aberdeen the other night when he took off Bajrami. It's bizarre.
His decisions are incredibly bizarre. Now, I'm not saying, because I personally said that some time ago, Dujon Sterling should be given a run of games at right back. Tavernier should be taken out of the team. But don't start with the guy, because it's the same mistakes over and over again. Tavernier looks shot, by the way. Mm-hmm. His body language is all over the place. And during the second half, a bit with the cameras panned to the bench, and it actually looked like Tavernier sitting next to Cyriel Dessers. Look, we don't know what the conversation was, but it looked as if the two of them were almost looking at the manager saying, look, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. Mm-hmm. And then further down the line, Balogun gets injured, so he has to go to his bench again, and he puts on Casemiro when the guy that he bought to play left-sided centre-half, Robin Proper, is sitting there. And then the camera pans back and Robin Proper's now sitting, joining the Dessers and Tavernier, and the three of them look as if they're having a bitch fest.
Aye.
So,
it did look like that.
But see, when it gets to this point where it is chaotic and there is no structure, and he's making substitutions and it's like throwing mud at the wall and hoping that something sticks. That's where Rangers are at right now. Mm-hmm. And it's a really bad state of affairs. And I don't think there'll be a Rangers fan out there that's genuinely looking forward to this cup final, because I think they're looking at going, look what Celtic just did to Aberdeen, that could be us.
The one thing Daniel and I discussed off air before we came on was, we'll probably touch on Celtic later and we'll get to Celtic in their semi-final, I guess, but there's a freshness and a vibrancy about Celtic. They've managed to build up a squad that allows them to switch and mix and match and keep it nice and fresh. If you look 6 weeks down the line from now, with the amount of football that's still to be played, Rangers have kind of got the same core. There are not a lot of changes or quality changes that Philip Clement's going to be able to make, with the European stuff as well, and the extra league games in there, and the amount of fixtures.
And he's downgraded the squad.
Rangers will be out on their feet, I would imagine, by then. The Celtic, you would imagine, will be fresh, vibrant, flying. I think it promises to be even worse for Rangers than what it would have been if the game was tomorrow.
Yeah, very possibly. Very possibly. What I don't see is Rangers suddenly sorting themselves in that period and making themselves genuinely capable and robust enough to deal with the threat that Celtic offer from all over the pitch.